Strip again.
I got that on.
Yeah, that's fine. Then we gotta like Uber down there and all that. It would be a lot of fun. I'd like to go to the outdoor one too and see it,
Yeah.
but I don't know how much I want to go in December. Then
Yeah.
they said the pools are all heated. If you want to get in, they keep the pools at like 90 degrees.
Huh.
But I'd say it's the getting out of the pool that would be terrible.
Yeah.
If it's 50 outside or whatever.
I don't know. That I was impressed by that.
We went to three. I went to two, I guess, on Sunday last year. One was the Mirages, which you can't go to that one now. And it's not like it was real special, but it's across from us. And Caesar, oh, I did go to Caesar's one too. And it wasn't as big as you thought it
Caesar's
would be.
is just like if it's like it used to be, it's just a big open like part of there's
It's kind of like a corner of where the casino turns.
yes.
And
It was
I thought it'd be better.
then it's the same.
Um,
Yeah, the Caesars because that's where I watched it was Roy Jones Jr.
mm-hmm.
and I can't remember that guy that who's like the one guy that could
You
always
watch a
be
fight out there?
Tarver. It was like the rematch or whatever.
That's cool.
And I put money and was watching that.
That'd be fun to go. I watched the Chiefs game at the Bellagio one, and it was fine, but it wasn't like super special. The circle was.
I think
good.
it's because the new ones they're building them.
Yeah.
The other ones are old. They've been
You should
there.
look up
like they haven't remodeled them.
The problem is it's a long way away from everything, but the Westgate one looks awesome too.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks really cool, but you're gonna have to ride it too. You're not gonna that monorail thing may go down there. I don't know, but
Vegas is pretty fun.
it's a good time.
So it's okay to blow dry your junk. Awesome. That means you Googled it.
I mean, there is hair.
Yeah.
I've never been a blow dryer guy, but
make sure that it gets all dry.
did you blow dry your hair when you had long hair?
Usually a little bit.
Some.
I wouldn't blow it completely dry, but some.
Was it thick?
Yeah.
Your hair was thick? Yeah, my wife's is really thick too, so if you don't do that, then it takes hours and hours to dry.
But I usually would let it stay a little wet, and it would add some waves.
Because of volume.
Yeah. Now, if the more I dried it, the more straight it would be.
Yeah. And
but I would
talking
have
about the Sphere. See, I want to do that too. It's expensive though.
Yeah. Eagles are there now.
Eagles are. Yep. Are they ever? Have they already started?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a cool one.
I've seen a couple clips and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Eagles would be a cool one. Just making a joke for us. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever used a blow dryer on myself, actually. Junk would be just fine, I guess.
You got to be careful.
Get pretty hot, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to keep it
moving. Yeah, you burn yourself. Don't hold it too close.
Yeah, I don't think I did as well this week on my bets.
So I think I've decided to voice with the bonus ones that I do have. I'm going to take some bigger. Might as well take some bigger odds, and then it's free anyway. You win bigger. And I don't know if it'll let me parlay them or not. Probably will. I don't know.
I bet it will.
Just take some parlay thing that's crazy, pays bigger, and if you win, you'll just win bigger.
Well, there was some upsets, or I would have won.
Yeah,
because I had a couple of parlays that would have paid really well. And then, there was a couple teams that lost that shouldn't have lost.
Like college or NFL?
College.
Colleges. There were quite a few.
There was one in the pros that I took that I got, See, that's one of them. Because I picked Arkansas on one of them. I had Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I picked 3, and they were odds. Like that one they were like plus 400 or something.
Yeah.
And I picked them to win.
Yeah.
Just because I thought, okay, if I pick them to win and I get this with the parlay, I forgot what the parlay was.
Yeah.
But there was one team that should not have lost that lost.
Well, there's those, and there's like the single game ones that are kind of fun, I'm sure. And baseball's tricky, so I've enjoyed doing that too. But it's kind of.
Well, a lot of times you don't get, unless you did parlays.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really get big odds.
No, not with baseball. That's my wife won one because was like she bet spread on baseball is like a run and a half.
Usually, almost on every time.
Yeah, so
almost every time.
She took the run and a half for the Mets yesterday, and they lost by 1, so she won it.
Yeah,
and that's cool. But yeah, your pay isn't big.
But if you're winning, that's the key, is to keep winning.
So how was Hairball, Anna? Was it fun? I'm sure it was.
No pyro.
4. Oh,
Hairball. I thought that was their big thing. I thought they always had some.
Maybe they camped in that room.
Maybe so.
The jobs that are turnoffs in relationships. And ours isn't on there. I was surprised.
Kansas won't allow it.
Yeah. Well, sounds one of those deals.
There you go.
What's that?
Hocus Pocus fans.
Uh-huh.
The movie was originally supposed to be called A Halloween House. Or The Halloween House.
Okay.
Real moths flew out of Billy's mouth. There was a pocket in the back of his mouth so they wouldn't fly down his throat.
Oh.
And then when he opened them up, they flew out.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio originally got the part as Max, but then he turned it down to star in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Ah,
Probably smart on his part.
sure.
It would have probably worked out for him.
I don't remember which one Max is, but
The
okay.
Gilbert Grape thing, that
Was pretty big.
yeah, well, because he played.
Yeah.
That was his. What made him?
The funny, I've rewatched this recently because my kids and the one of the guys in it, and you can very much tell it is now a NCIS. Is that the Navy investigator thing?
Yeah.
He's now a character on that, has been on that show for many years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. You would, if you ever watched that show, you would know him. So you see, anyway, it's him as a kid. He was in this movie. Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker had an ancestor that was arrested for witchcraft in Salem.
She's a real witch. She's from witch bloodlines. Huh.
The producer, David Kirshner, mentioned how he came up with the idea for Hocus Pocus. He actually started as a bedtime story for his daughters.
Okay.
And Hocus Pocus was released in July, so it wouldn't compete with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that was all in the same year, huh? Well, also, you could get it on VHS by the time Halloween come around.
That's good. One word movie clue game.
Oh, that could be fun.
We give you one word.
See if I can guess the movie.
And you have to identify the movie.
Okay. Ken says that explains a lot about Sarah Jessica Parker.
So I give you 3 words. You give me. I give you 3 clues.
Okay. We can do that. I like it.
We can do this first, though.
Oh, this doesn't seem right. Reese's Cups dethroned as top Halloween candy for 2024.
People were asked, if you had the opportunity to clone yourself, would you do it?
Uh-huh.
Would you clone yourself?
I don't think I would. There's some weird moral things with cloning myself, ethical questions, I suppose. Plus, I don't know that I really want another version of me walking around to maybe do things, that I would then be blamed for. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, your clone is going to be, this is not a robot.
Right.
This is an actual another human version of you, but maybe thinks differently than you.
7% of people say they definitely would get cloned.
Definitely?
Definitely.
Well, it's only 7%. It's pretty low, but I there's no way I would be in the definitely camp.
11 said probably would.
Okay.
21% probably would not.
Okay.
And 49% of people said definitely would not.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're in the definite would not.
Yeah, at least probably would not, and most likely I'm in the definitely would not kind of camp.
Because I don't think you can control your clone.
That's what I think people think, oh, it'd be nice because then I have a version of myself to do whatever I want, but they're going to think their own way.
That's what I envision.
What if your clone went around and robbed banks, committed sexual assault? Then you got to spend all this time proving that it wasn't you. It was your clone.
Right.
See, that's the sort of stuff I'd be nervous about.
The demographic that is least likely to be cloned?
Yeah.
Boomer women in the Midwest.
They absolutely don't want it.
Boomer women in the Midwest,
okay.
Absolutely, totally against it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The demographic that most wants to be cloned?
Uh-huh.
Young men on the coast.
Yeah, but most of them are high. They don't. They think it sounds cool. Yeah, it'd go to work for me, and then I could just do other stuff. And that is appealing. Could you send your clone to work for you?
That's what people wanted to do. 88, though, there's another poll about this. 88% of millennial mothers would clone themselves to get more things done. Housekeeping, laundry, cooking, childcare. So people want clones to work. Now, and I think if you had
They want a slave. It's what they want.
if a clone would do the work for you,
yeah.
that does sound nice.
They say to get more things done. Let's be real. You want it to get the same amount of stuff done, just they do it, you don't. You want a maid. You don't want a clone.
Right.
I think is what they're looking for.
And people were also asked, would you clone somebody that had passed away?
Oh, like bring grandma back?
Bring grandma or grandpa or Uncle Bob or whoever.
Okay, all right. That's interesting. I think I'd be more willing to do that than I would to clone myself.
But I think the cloning thing is it's not really going to be them.
No.
And that would be weird. What if their personality is completely different?
What if grandpa's now gay? What if he's now just radically different than he was? Thinks completely it's no longer going to be the same stories. He's got a whole different
It's a whole different take.
Yeah.
And if you do clone them to bring them back, do you bring back grandma, and is she a baby?
Does she have to relearn everything?
Does she have to relearn everything?
Oh,
or
see?
do when you clone, are you the age that you want them to be?
One of the first things,
I would like you to clone them, and
as
they
a
are
70-year-old woman.
70-year-old woman.
Yeah, because part of the reason, this is the fat kid in me talking here, part of the reason that you would love to have grandma come back is like she's the only one that could cook the things like grandma could cook it. Right?
Yes.
But what if she doesn't know any of that stuff? You're starting from scratch.
Right.
You're she's not going to be able to cook it either.
I mean, do you pick the age of the clone?
I don't know. I've never cloned anybody before.
So many questions.
I can't imagine, though, think about, my grandpa, and those are great questions. I would love to be able to talk to my grandpa again. I was named after this man, right? I'd love to see him again. But he has been gone for almost 25 years, 20 plus years. Look how different things are. Even if he was the exact same guy, and then you just popped him into today's culture, I don't think he'd like it. He'd go, kill me again. I don't want this anymore.
Why did you bring me back? What is this?
What do you mean? You have to explain this to me. People are doing what? Yeah, Grandpa, this is what they're doing now. I'm good. Just send me back to the grave. I don't think he'd even want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's such a drastic culture shock. If you've been gone for 20 plus years, think about how differently things are today than they were 20, 30 years ago when they passed.
I don't know how cloning works, but I don't know if you get to pick the age.
I don't want to have to teach. Imagine having to potty train your grandpa.
As the baby. I don't know. I think that would be weird. I think maybe it's you pick the age. Make them this old. But they're not going to have, I don't know.
Nobody wants
cloning. The cloning thing is weird to me. Yeah. I would rather, I think, have the robots, which I am sure are going to take us over, just like Terminator. But I think I would rather have that than clones.
Gosh,
because they are cloning,
we just made
they are cloning us already.
We just
like
gave
Apple.
them the best idea, though. We just gave them. That's how they can efficiently take us over. Because if you made a whole bunch of versions of robots, but they were like grandmas, that you missed,
just a whole
because then there's
whole tribe of grandmas.
It's like grandmas that you miss, and they're just this whole army of grandmas that are unsuspecting because, my God, it looks like my grandma and it can cook like my grandma. And we love it, but it's also deadly like a Terminator. Our guard will be down, and then they will definitely take us over.
Guard is already down. We've already bought into the whole, it'll do this for me and think for me. I'm in. That's how they take us over.
Yeah. The Graninator 10,000. That's exactly what I'm talking about, kid. Because at first you'd be like, oh my
Graninator.
God, it's Grandma. And then she shoots you. With a very specific mission. Sent here to destroy.
That's funny. Did your father-in-law go watch The Joker?
He did. Yeah. He said it is somewhat, because we told him beforehand,
Oh,
too.
did you give him
We
a heads
did.
up?
We did. They'd already bought their tickets, though.
Oh.
When we called, they'd bought the tickets in advance. He was like, yeah, there's some of that. He said it wasn't like, so I'm guessing if he's saying it's not like straight up full on musical, then
No, it's not full on, but they
But
break
it's-
into several.
Yeah, he's like, it wasn't too bad. He said it was good. He still actually liked it.
Oh.
And I've heard a lot of not favorable reviews.
All I keep hearing is like what this is. The Joker movie is being called the worst ever movie ever made.
He didn't mind it. I'm surprised by that. From
Maybe he secretly likes musicals.
he could. If he does, it's definitely a secret. I've never known it if he does.
He keeps that one under wraps.
Yep, he must.
I secretly like musicals.
That does feel like something that he would.
I was getting ready to say I secretly like this, but I couldn't think of a musical right off. Grease.
Oh, there you go,
That's a
Grease.
musical.
Yeah, that's a musical. What's the one Wolverine did? Greatest Showman or whatever. Isn't that?
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either, but I think it's
the
a
only
musical.
one that I've seen is
Grease.
It's Grease.
Probably the only musical I've seen. It's Grease.
I'm sure I've seen another one.
Have we?
I've seen a lot of movies.
Yeah, but I mean, if I know it's a musical, I just don't watch it usually.
Usually, I don't know it's a musical.
You're getting surprised. Todd Sweeney. Oh, Anna saw it. Anna said it was good. Okay.
Oh, well, see, some of these I've seen, and I guess I didn't consider them musicals, but I guess they are. Wizard of Oz,
That's
because they do singing and dancing, and
Okay, I've seen. Hasn't everybody seen Wizard of Oz?
Mary Poppins,
Well, I've seen Mary Poppins. Been a long time.
Singing in the Rain.
I don't know that I ever watched that one actually.
I've seen that one.
It's like I see Sound of Music on here. I'm not sure that I ever really watched. Sound
I've
of
seen
Music.
part of Sound of Music because of my grandmother.
Yeah.
She watched it, and I watched part of it with her. It was awful. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I would have not guessed.
Well,
This is the original.
the original.
Yeah, 1971 with
So I
Gene
have
Wilder, and I don't remember
the Wonka one from a couple of years ago is on this list.
Annie. I've seen Annie.
Oh yeah, I guess I have too. I've not been. a
I
long
have
time.
seen more musicals than I realized.
You know what though? In fairness, like Annie,
Little Shop of Horrors.
yeah, they do a lot of music in that, don't they? I never watched that, but
see, I have.
in fairness, Annie and what is it? Mary Poppins and those sort of things. I think I watched while I was in school.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a chose it; they just put it on while you were in school.
The Producers, I've seen that.
This says Rocket Man. Does that count? Because I mean, it's like
It is.
it is a musical. It is more
Yeah.
so than what Bohemian Rhapsody was, or what you know. They're both biopics about musicians and bands, but Rocket Man was a musical.
That's a musical.
And I did watch that.
The movie Fame.
Never watched.
Fame.
I'll live forever.
I know the song. That's the funny thing, but I never watched the movie.
It was a TV show too.
What about the Blues Brothers? It's
Is it on the list?
one of them. I'm looking at it is. And, when you think about it, they definitely do break out into song, like in the street and stuff, and Aretha Franklin singing, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a musical.
Wow.
So I like one. How about that? I love the
I
Blues
like
Brothers.
a musical.
I like a musical.
Aladdin.
I don't. Any of the Disney ones, I think that
Did you think you get a pass?
they're all musicals. Every Disney movie has
Lion King.
at least, 6 songs in it? They all have a ton of songs.
Okay. Disney movies don't count.
Yeah, kind of. They're all musicals.
There's more. There's more. Seen more than I thought. Of course, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm-hmm. That was funny. Somebody here was explaining Rocky Horror Picture Show to somebody. You could tell somebody else here didn't know about like going and watching it and the costumes and dressing and all that sort of stuff. It was very much a surprise to them. They clearly don't know what Rocky Horror Picture Show is like.
Oh, it's a.
And somebody else here was
Actually,
explaining
that's the
that
way
to
to
them.
watch it. If you are, because otherwise, don't watch it.
You got to go and be part of the crowd and
Be
everything.
a part of the crowd and where they got the newspaper and that popcorn you can throw and
Yeah.
during the scenes, and you talk back to the during.
Yeah.
That's more fun. Otherwise, it's an awful movie. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Don't watch it without doing that. Now, when you do it in that text of
Yeah.
people are dressed up and
Yeah.
you got props and you're interacting, then it works.
Does The Wiz count?
I think so.
Wizard. I never watched The Wiz. I've never seen The Wiz.
Is that the one with Michael Jackson?
I think so, right? Isn't that like the Wizard of Oz, but Michael Jackson?
I think so. Yeah, Pinball Wizard, The Wall. Wow. Who knew there were so many musicals?
Yeah.
So maybe he secretly likes musicals.
I mean, I bet he does like Blues Brothers. I don't know, but I bet he does.
Or he's like, I spent money on these tickets.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
say-
like it no matter what. I
I'm
don't
going to
care.
like it.
I will like it.
Yeah, it could be that. I will say, neither him or my brother-in-law, they went together. Neither of them said, it was amazing. You got to go watch it. It was just kind of, yeah, it was pretty good sort of thing.
Reward your listeners.
This is pretty wild. The next hurricane it's sounds like it is very strong as well.
Well, it's already picked up to a 4. Like it.
Mhm.
We'll see. And I heard there might be another one later on
Jeez.
that's coming up at a different angle.
And this will hit a different part of Florida.
This is going to hit
kinda.
Tampa
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
direct
going right
into
over
Tampa.
it.
Yeah,
if it keeps going the same way.
but now we're already like reeling and trying to help a quarter of the country from the last one, and now, bam, another Category 4. That sucks. And really, I mean, it's one of my favorite places. Such a beautiful area. But I hope they're getting out of there.
All right. Only one double shot, only one T-shirt
One
per
T-shirt.
person.
There.
A celebration of life ceremony was held for Richard Simmons
Okay.
in New Orleans on Saturday.
Is
He
that where
pa-
he was from? I don't know either. Okay. Go on.
He passed away on the July 13th from heart disease, complications from a recent fall. His brother Lenny let everybody know that Richard was buried in his classic workout gear.
It's the only. Have you ever seen Richard Simmons wearing anything else?
No, that's why I think that's all he owned. He just owned
Those
50 pairs of shorts and 50 tank tops.
Shorts and tank tops. He picked out one of each every morning, and that's what he wore.
That's what he wore.
I think you're probably right. You would have thought, though, at one point, like famous like he was, he would have been in a tuxedo or something, and he probably was. I just don't think I've ever seen him wear.
There's not a single picture I think if you looked up Richard Simmons, I think you will never see him in anything but those things, those items.
I think you're probably right. And he was buried in them, fittingly so.
Quote, just like Clark Kent, underneath his beautiful things that he is wearing, his clothing, Richard was wearing a tank top and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Why, you ask? Because we think that God had another plan for him. We want to make sure he was going to be in his normal costume that we all know and love to help saints and the angels get into shape. Because I think Richard Simmons will forever be sweating to the holies.
Sweating with the holies.
Yeah. I think you're just basically assuming that the angels are now fat
I
and
think
like
we are.
lazy. You just basically said, "Oh, the angels now are fat and lazy too."
And he is getting him up off the couch, and he's playing "It's My Party" and "I'll Cry If I Want to," and they're doing some steps and a choreographed dance to it right this second.
Yes. Sweating with the holies, Richard Simmons.
That's great. You can buy it right now on VHS.
Here's Rich Glitter.
This is not headline news. The new Joker movie is being called the worst movie ever made. Hold my beer, replied Megalopolis. A fire broke out on a Frontier Airlines flight as it landed in Las Vegas. A frightening reminder the biggest gamble you make in Vegas is flying Frontier Airlines. Scientists say climate change is causing polar bears to lose weight. Either that or they can no longer afford bottles of Coca-Cola. U.S. employers added 254,000 jobs in September. However, half that number is Diddy's new legal team. And a burglar in England hung up a woman's laundry and unloaded her groceries. Once cops track him down, she hopes to marry him. This is not headline news.
Hope you guys have a great day as well. Thanks for joining.
We got to go. Chris is going to have to take a nap soon.
Yeah, 'cause I'm watching that game last night. It was rough. Coffee's really not doing it today. So enjoy the next double shot. It's coming up right after this song. Remember, you can vote on the second song on the app or at BigDog979.com. Have a wonderful day.
See ya.